We cannot completely stop natural disasters. However, there are always ways to reduce the damage done by them. We are here to propose a design for a structure to low-middle-income countries, specifically Bangladesh. There has been a lot of tornadoes that have occurred in Bangladesh. According to DiscoveryUK.com, lots of these tornadoes were very deadly, killing from around 500 to 1,300 people. Since Bangladesh has a lot of poor quality and weak houses, lots of homes have been destroyed as well. But why do these tornadoes occur in Bangladesh? This is because of the wind direction and the temperature of the surrounding areas. According to mappedplanet.com's image, on the northwest side of Bangladesh, the Himalayas, the temperature starts to become cold, and according to windfinder.com, the wind blows alongside the Himalayas towards Bangladesh, which consists of cold air. The hot and moist air from the Bay of Bengal and the cold air from the Himalayas meet each other in Bangladesh, which can cause storms and tornadoes. Tornadoes can cause a little to very severe damage. The Fujita scale, which can be found in spc.noaa.gov, is used to categorize tornadoes by the damage it does. The original Fujita scale has a scale from F0 to F5. A tornado of an F0 scale does very light damage and only branches of trees are pushed. A tornado of an F2 to F3 scale can tear off roofs, destroy mobile homes, carry vehicles, and uproot well-rooted trees. A tornado of an F5 scale can destroy strong houses and cause lots of big and heavy debris to fly. According to Wonderground.com, most of the tornadoes that occur in Bangladesh are in an F4 scale. However, it is hard to measure the tornadoes in Bangladesh with the Fujita scale because the houses are poorly built and the materials that are used are weak. Lots of houses in Bangladesh are made of wood. According to PBS.com, cheap materials such as wood become very weak over time and can swell very easily when in contact with water. The reason why tornadoes destroy structures is because the structures cannot handle the compression and the torsion or twisting that the wind within a tornado causes. When the forces become too high for the structure to handle, it will eventually break. Because lots of houses in Bangladesh are built in poor quality, it will be easy for the tornadoes to destroy the houses and create debris that might damage other houses, forests, or habitats of animals. Tornadoes affect Bangladesh economically. After a tornado hits, lots of damage should have been done. This will mean that the government will have to clean it up. They will have to build new structures, clean the environment, and rescue people. However, all of this costs money, and maybe the government will not be able to afford all this since Bangladesh is a low middle income country. Even the citizens will have to get a new house or buy new supplies, which might cost money. Tornadoes also affect the environment. Whenever a tornado hits, there will be debris caused by torn off and destroyed structures. This might end up in habitats of other animals and might also kill animals. This will affect the food chain since there will be a sudden loss in the amount of prey or predators. Not only that, but tornadoes might destroy the soil of certain areas depending on the type of debris. This might make the land useless and uninhabitable for other living species. A true government of a country will not wish for the citizens to suffer. As more people die and suffer, more foreigners will be afraid of living in Bangladesh. Eventually, Bangladesh will end up with very less tourists or foreigners. Over hundreds can die because of these tornadoes, and this is why Professor Tan has worked hard to develop a design for a shelter that can withstand almost any kind of force, including tornadoes and debris.
I propose an idea for a tornado shelter. It will be able to hold up to 600 people. It will be made of a reinforced concrete tube with a 5-meter radius. This means it will have a 10-meter diameter. It will be 60 meters long. It will be full of seats. It will have 2 seats per square meter. It will have floor paneling and 2 floors. It will also have a turbine-powered TV screen inside that displays the tornado scale and the level of the tornado. Engines will have small steel air vents. The shelter itself will be fitted into the ground. It will be fitted so that only the upper 2 meters of the shelter are visible. Here's a diagram of the shelter. However, in the process of constructing our shelter, there might be problems to come across. If the construction is not done carefully, it might damage underground systems such as water pipes and other liquid. Because of our shelter, we'll need a pillar that goes underneath the shelter. The possibility of this happening is high. If the damaged pipe consists of dangerous chemicals or oil, it will very likely affect the soil and the environment around it. This will make the surrounding area uninhabitable. Also, if the construction is not done carefully, it might damage habitats of animals that live underground. These factors should be taken into consideration for constructing and deciding the location on where the shelters will be held.
Since our shelter has pillars that go deep underground, it will not get uprooted, and if the shelter is in the tornado's path, the tornado will just go over it since the shelter is round and has slopes that are connected to the ground. According to PBS.com, a triangle can handle lots of force compared to squares and other shapes. The walls will be made of a truss arch, which consists of steel triangles and will be filled with concrete. The outside walls will be made of reinforced concrete, so our shelter will not break even though debris falls on it. Our solution will affect Bangladesh positively. Without our shelter, after a tornado hits, the citizens will have to pay for hospital bills if they are injured. They will also have to pay for a new house if their houses get destroyed or heavily damaged. However, since Bangladesh is a low middle income country, the citizens will not be able to pay for all of these. Since our shelter will be able to handle almost any kind of force caused by a tornado, the citizens will not have to worry about paying for injuries. Also, according to the dailystar.com, during 2006 to 2010, Bangladesh has earned around $413 million by tourism. However, if there are more deaths caused by tornadoes, this amount will decrease since more and more people will be afraid of the tornadoes. Reducing the amount of deaths by using our shelter, it will increase Bangladesh's tourism revenue since less people will be afraid of the tornadoes. As a conclusion, tornadoes are very deadly in Bangladesh and it's not a problem to be seen lightly. The government and citizens will have to pay for the damage done by tornadoes, and since Bangladesh is a low middle income country, it will not be easy to do so. Also, tornadoes might damage the environment around it, killing animals. This might affect the food web of the environment. With so much deaths caused by tornadoes, it will give fear to foreigners, affecting the tourism industry, which could slowly fall. With our shelter, we will be able to reduce the deaths caused by tornadoes by keeping citizens safe from the tornado. This will destroy the fear of foreigners. However, if the location of the shelter is not discussed seriously, it might damage habitats of underground animals or underground systems such as pipes containing different kinds of liquid. If only the location is discussed carefully, there should be no problem when building it. Because our shelter uses the scientific properties to handle force well, it will be very safe to be in and will not get picked up easily.